show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, hello, good evening, and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Took a trip to Eyebrow, my favorite team for to cheer, where they were playing the Glasgow Celtic on the first day of the year. Now the ground was filled to capacity as the teams come out to play. The animals sang the soldiers' song, and the people sang Dolly Gray. Now half-time it came and went on. The Glasgow Celtic were in the lead. Finian Tully was drowning everywhere, shaking his rosary beads, while the green flags, they were flying high. Celtic hearts were full of pride. The second half, sure it started, and the Rangers, they turned the tide. Won't you play up the Glasgow Rangers? Oh, play up the boys in blue. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. We're here to cheer for you. Now the ball goes out to Walker, and from 30 yards he did score. Sure you couldn't hear your ears at Ibrox Park for the sash my father wore. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. Sammy Cox is on the ball. He slips it through to Willie Woodbarn, then on through to Ian McCall. McCall to Billy Simpson. Oh, here come the boys in blue. Well, Simpson beats the Celtic centre half, and then goes number 2. Now the Rangers fans are roaring. Jardine Young, he takes a free onto the head of William Simpson, and then goes number 3, while it's 3-1 for the Rangers. That was the final score. A happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Fenians once more.
You're on mute, Bridge.
Just carry on, Ox. Can't you keep silence?
Welcome.
To be a Ranger is to sense the sacred trust of upholding all that such a name means in this shrine of football. They must be true to their conception of what the Ibrox tradition seeks from them, and no true Ranger has ever failed the tradition set him.
I don't know about these true Rangers and the mute buttons, Bridgeman, but hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here, and on the panels, the one and only Bridgeman, and my mate Fox. Evening, gents.
Good evening.
Can I just say a big good evening to everybody that's listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Old Batterfree, we're getting up, Fox, getting excited. Oh, it's Fox now.
No, I'm here, pal. I wasn't expecting you to come back to me there, but I'm here. I am looking forward to it very much.
You've been sitting for a while, mate. We've been talking, obviously, we talk about it and that. You're always destroying me off air, but you've been saying for a while that you fancy strongly in this game because you think it'll be an open game of football, mate.
Well, we spoke about tactics last night, and, well, I gave my view as what I thought would happen, but if it's an open game of football, and I think we had a good chance, mate. We're a better team playing against teams that have a go at us.
How are you, Bridge? How's Mrs. Bridge? You getting sick of it already?
No, we're okay, pal. Thanks very much. Very kind of you to ask. We're doing not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Is she getting sick of you getting excited? But
oh yes, of course.
That doesn't sound too good, really, does it?
You're absolutely right there, by the way. But it's fever. The fever's building, and we're looking forward to the game. And it's trepidation because I don't want my team to lose, or I desperately want my team to win. Obviously, it sounds like the same thing, but that's what I'm wanting. And that all trepidation, which is the nerves, of course, that kicks in. The great feeling everybody gets.
I'll ask you two as a question. Fox first. Have we improved since the last time we went to Parkhead?
Oh, we've definitely improved. You need to remember the first time that we played them, mate, we'd come back for a foreign trip. Didn't have much time to recuperate. I think Gerrard tried to play it smart and defend, and it never worked out for us, mate. But different set of circumstances now. The result at the end of the year showed that we're capable of matching them on the park in the football terms, and that gives us a bit of hope for going there on Sunday.
Bridge?
I couldn't disagree with that. I think the way it started at Ibrox at the end of the year there, and that wonderful, not tackle per se, but that wonderful attempt to get the ball that Halliday had, went right through him, basically, and he wasn't going to lose that ball, that's for sure. And that set the tone. And our defence played remarkably well, absolutely brilliantly. And the defence sprung on from that. The midfield sprung on from that. And really and truly, I thought we were marvellous, absolutely marvellous, Ibrox. But we need to do the same thing from a defensive perspective. We need to get a good tackle in. You know yourself, that's what kind of gets you set up for the game,
Especially, obviously, it was a marker, and Halliday did an excellent game, wasn't it? What you think, Andy? Did an excellent game that day. I don't think he was our best player, but I thought he was a catalyst for that performance, Bridge.
Yeah, I believe that's right. He was a catalyst for sure. But we need our central defensive people. The two centre backs need to up their game. They're playing at Parkhead. They need to keep their game high. Otherwise, they'll be running at the ground. Because this team, as Foxy said, they're very quick on the break, and they've got pacey people, very pacey. And if they get a chance to run at them, they will do it. And we need our boys to be right on top of their game.
We just want to be refereed fairly, Fox, huh?
Aye, well, hopefully. I don't think it was just Andy Halliday that set the tone the last time. I think the whole team's mentality was good then. They decided that they were going to make a point that night, that day, and they did. Let's hope they go in with the same attitude on Sunday.
You heard us all about the Rangers' attitude, the Rangers way, Bridge, yeah? Standard.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You're playing with that jersey. It's a heavy badge, but we expect the players to give their all on Sunday.
I have to say that I don't think we've really played that well at Celtic Park since the game that Clint Hill scored the goal I thought we played quite well then for patches. But since then, and before that, and since it, we have been under the cosh, shall we say, over there.
Mm-hmm. Aye, but this team can go there and remarkably, Fox, get us a result, which I'm hoping for, the same as your good self, and then it gets us slightly back in this title race, bizarrely.
Well, we need a stroke of luck, mate. It's only not only do we need to beat them twice, we need somebody else to beat them, or two draws, a minimum of 2 draws to get us up there and challenging. It's going to be a tough ask.
I agree with you. We're behind the 8 ball, but if we do go there and win, mate, the pressure mounts on them.
Aye, well, they've got a bit of points to play with. We haven't. We've got to win every game now, and we've not managed to put a real decent run together since the start of the season. And in saying that, neither have them really. But let's hope that we go with the right attitude, as I say, and the players are up for it, and we get a couple of breaks of the ball that we don't normally get, and take our chances.
Here, mate. Here.
That's what we want, absolutely. That's what we want. Breaks of the ball, but we need to be able to pick up on them.
All right, Bridge, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or come in and join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you were brought in the call by the one and only Fox, our old school blue. Be great to hear what people are thinking, mate. Another thing I wanted to run past you, we never really done it last night. The new commercial director, Bridge, let me just get the boy's name. It's just sending out a signal to me. I think that the things like the Ashley deal are now coming to an end, mate. And we've got somebody in position that's going to go through the club. James Bisgrove, has come in.
Yeah, is that the guy that's done a lot with FIFA?
He's got a bit of a pedigree in the sport world and business, so hopefully he can be an asset for the club. And they'll have brought him in, and obviously he'll need to know, he'll have wanted to know what his task is and what the criteria is. So hopefully it's that signal that we keep hearing that there's good times just round the corner, Foxer.
But we need to see the good times. That's the thing. We do need an injection of cash, mate, to bring the quality up in the squad. And it needs a good performance for the board and probably this new commercial guy that come in to bring in extra income. I don't know if he'll do that through stadium sponsorship or whatever, but we need a quick trench of money to get some quality in, as I say.
I think when you mentioned stadium sponsorship, I think that's been put through certain, shall we say, certain voting to see how things are, and it's been soundly thrashed. If my memory serves me right, the only way the Rangers fans would want or accept that would be if the name Ibrox is in it somewhere.
I don't know.
Look, it's not a case. It's not a case of what the fans will accept. It's got to be what's the best thing for the club at the moment. We're all desperate to get back to where we used to be, and we can't pick and choose whether the board are making the right decision. We've just got to trust the board will make the right decision and bring in some much needed cash, mate.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. I'm only saying,
happy, Bridge, if we get sponsored by Orange.
Well, that's it. You know, if you get Orange or even Apple, you know, iPhone, you know, Ibrox. So, no, just something in there, and you know, Orange. There's something more relate to Rangers and the
great question, and the people want to join up. Would it make a difference to you, Bridge, if all of a sudden we were all right? Fox's most popular drink, Smirnoff, right? If we were sponsored by Smirnoff and they were going to put £20 million into their stadium, their club every year, they're just using that as a ballpark figure. Would it worry you? You would still see you going to Ibrox, wouldn't you? Yeah,
and I think I'm saying from the fans' perspective, what you don't want is I don't think anyway the fans want anything that will, shall we say, allow people to make fun of them, poke fun of them due to the name of the stadium. We all know that. That's what I think anyway. So it wants to be something that the fans would buy into, and in the nicest way the fans could buy into.
Happy if it was, I don't know, something shy, but if it was a real top class brand that was going to be at the club and hopefully the supporters as well, if they get deals, you know. But what are you, Fox? Seriously, I mean, people.
No.
I'm a traditionalist, but I don't think we still said we're meeting the Ibrox, weren't we?
Aye. I mean, say a sponsorship deal for 3 to 4 years, mate. Well, for about 7 years, they're near misery. And no calling Ibrox for 4 years or whatever it might be, Ibrox, for the sake of getting the team boosted by quality players, wouldn't bother me one iota, mate. Football's changed and commercialism's a big part of it. And some things we'll need to give a wee bit of leeway on. And if that, I only mentioned that at first because it was the first thing that came into my head. It's an avenue that's not been touched yet. And it doesn't seem to bother Arsenal with Emirates or anything like that, does it? And this guy came in actually worked under them, didn't he, Emirates?
But I think Rangers are quite unique in the world, to be honest, because of their fans. And not to say that other clubs haven't got fans, but we've got fans and the traditions that our fans have. I think if they could get something, I think it was a blue shadow put up there, like the Ibrox Arena, you know, or Ibrox Stadium, with the Apple, you know, Apple, Ibrox, you know, that kind of stuff. If you got something like that meant something, and people would look at that and say, that looks quite good, a good name. But we don't want a 7-worded name, you follow what I mean, for an insurance company or something. I don't think anyway. Sorry, I don't think we would. So this guy's coming in and he's got some major tasks to do because he's got to find ways of increasing the revenue. And that might be one of them, Foxy. You might be absolutely right. And it may be that people like me are just going to have to say, well, we're going to go to it. We're going to roll up to the Dunkin' Donuts arena. Simple as that.
You're not against the Dunkin' Donuts, but
no, absolutely not. But all I'm saying is, if someone says Dunkin' Donuts arena, where's that? What is that? But if someone says I'm going to the Ibrox arena, then you know it.
Well, what's the difference if they're both of them are giving you 20 miles a year? Anyway,
it's not that. It's not. It's semantics for me, you know.
We'll be joined by the first caller of the evening. I'll ask him if he prepares a donut and an iPhone.
Hi, Oxchair. Hi, Bridge. Hi, Fox. Hi, guys.
Good evening, mate.
That's an interesting one, Ox. The very fact that they've employed this guy, it looks as though, for me anyway, I think you'd be looking at, for the start of the season, like some kind of major announcement or some kind as regards to revenue. I think that's a stick on now. And as Fox says there, the one idea that's been muted about for quite some time, Bridgeman's right, has been the name of the stadium. So I think that could be a goer. What it would be, only the inner sanctum knows, you know. But hopefully it would be something half decent and not something that we could get ridiculed by. But as we all know, it's all about bringing in extra funds, and we badly need them now until we can get that next title to get into that Champions League.
Let's say it's a top of the range brand that Bridge is intimated and they are sponsoring this. But would it bother you personally? I mean, I'm a great traditionalist, but I would still, if I phoned you, I'd still say I'm meeting you at Ibrox, wouldn't I?
Yes, of course. I don't think it's all about the standing. That's all. So, for instance, if they turn in and says we're going to name the stadium Carlsberg, that's great. You know, any of these good beers, blah blah blah.
I'm not a fan of Carlsberg, mate.
Well, there's some people would be, and there's people would be. I don't know. There's quite a few. Budweiser, that'd be a great name for it. You know, so something that would string along with the fans, and even if somebody called it the Budweiser Stadium, everybody would know what it is.
I wouldn't be happy.
That's one.
The Magnus Stadium, but that's just a person.
Well, there you go. You see, definitely don't want anything that's related to them in any way, shape, or form.
But I just think it's an easy revenue stream for us that's not been tapped. And
oh yeah, I think it's been desperately needed, isn't it? It's been
Blue Star. Let Blue Star come in.
Oh, sorry, pal. Sorry.
You're awful excited. You've been excited all day.
I am indeed.
Blue Star.
Well, if we go with the finances that's astronomical in England, for example, in Germany, a lot of their stadiums, obviously now, most of them have like, well, with us it would be like the word Ibrox in it. But it's the way they look at it is it's a free revenue system. And as I say, at the moment, let's be honest, for the last 7 years we have had misery, as Fox says. So if it meant a period of time, if it was 4 years or whatever, no, I don't think it would make much difference to the fans, because as you say, Ox, we'd still know it as Ibrox. But it's in this day and age, it's all down to finance, and at the moment we need a desperate need a major revenue coming in.
Mm-hmm. I just think that this guy's coming in. The timing, I might be totally wrong here, Blue Star, but I just think that he's coming in for a reason, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. I totally agree with you. It's definitely looking that way. And if he's a commercial director, then obviously it's for commercial purposes, meaning revenue, you know. So it could well be the one thing we all think here automatically is the name of the stadium. But no, I mean, it could be other things. Who knows until we hear announcements.
I'll go for the Barchester Cream Centre. The Barchester Cream Centre.
Skipper's beat you that. He's called it the Lanny Arena.
The Lanny Arena. There you go.
No, stop making a fool of it, mate. Any sponsorship that's good, mate. I mean, if we start ridiculing it, what chances have we got, you know?
Who's ridiculing it? We're only saying these are names that run off people's lips.
Right. But would Hummel maybe be in the frame again?
There you go. That'd be fabulous if you could get that. That'd be brilliant. Something that's related to Rangers. Bang, there you go.
I mean, it's no... Obviously, there's still bumps in the road, Blue Star, but Hummel so far have been a good fit for us. I mean, I'm a small medium myself, and
jeez,
you know, yeah, they have
my cup there.
And let's be honest, if we're talking about financing now, I mean, as yet we still haven't seen anything like, just like that, as you're saying, Hummel with the strips. We haven't seen anything like the revenue coming in. What we know we can produce, and that's all down to a certain man. So the very fact we're bringing in this new guy as commercial director, then, as you said right at the start of the show, Ox, hopefully and surely that means the end of Mr. Ash, and that can only be great. So. That can only be great for our club, because we know we can produce great revenue through merchandising, and we've sadly. The last few years, we've lost all that income. So, yeah, here's hoping that things are really looking up now.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think Hummel are tied with a bigger group again. Are they no part of this elite group, which is a big, massive thing. I think I read something like that now. Ibrox Elite Stadium would go down well.
Fabulous, yes! I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Aye, that sounds all right, Fox.
It was a European elite stadium, wasn't it? It was classified as an elite stadium by UEFA or something.
5 stars. Only one in the city.
Brilliant.
Only one in the city.
I mean, it's going to be hard to get extra revenue at the fans, mate. I think we do tremendously well. I think we're at the limit to what fans can actually put into the club between season ticket strips, your Ibrox pools, your lottery. It's quite a lot of stuff at the moment that the fans are already ploughing into Ibrox, mate, and it needs to be an external source that money comes for me to help us along the road here. Do you not think so?
Well, maybe what we could do is here's an idea for you. You're an intelligent man, Blue Star, yeah?
Yep. I'm laughing at that, aye.
Well, compared to the other two, you're intelligent, right?
Yeah.
He's just slag juice too. Right, so... right, so what about... We go to... this would never happen in sport. You wouldn't get your stadium done up for an event that your club have spent their whole history saying they're wanting nothing to do with the organisation that was coming. So why don't we get our stadium done up with the Gaelic games in Southern Ireland, and they come in and can do up a whole stadium and we don't pay for it? That would never happen in sport, would it? Nobody would be that hypocritical to take money like that, would they?
No.
No, anyway, we've got a caller on the phone. I need to take it first. Evening, caller.
How you doing, mate?
Who is it? Let everybody know.
It's Willie from Cumnock. I'm originally from Glasgow, but I've been in Cumnock for nearly 20 years.
Oh, Cumnock, memories, mate. But that's another story. How we doing, mate? What's on your mind?
Well, there's a couple of things. Obviously, I've been a long-time listener through Facebook and that, but I've never actually spoke to you. I know Jimmy well, obviously, the Scots and Partick area. GFK, and him and I were regular callers on Snide for a long, long time.
All right.
I inherited my father's Hackney Taxi after he died of cancer 20 years ago.
Right.
And I used to be on the show regular. I spoke to, I know Alan Ruff was a good personal friend and all. Because I was originally, my whole family were from Maryhill originally. And obviously I knew Big Ruffy and that, and Big Derek as well, of course, before he went back to Snide.
Right.
But as I say, it's what you're talking about today about the commercial director. But another thing I noticed today, I don't know if you've seen it or not, Zebra Finance have pulled out today in the season ticket. I don't know if you've seen any of that or not, but it's not just Ibrox or Rangers. It seems to be a football related thing, and they're looking for somebody else. So that could be quite interesting. And as far as the fans, because very few fans can afford to just buy it up front, especially these days, you know.
Aye, fair comment. I mean, obviously, you'd like to think that's one of the first things you'll be working on, because that's important for your cash flow, eh?
Well, exactly. Certainly my own personal circumstances have changed in the last wee while, you know, financially and that, and you rely on these kind of things, you know. I've never had any problem before, but it's like everything else, you don't know where the next penny's coming from, so something like that could really put a kibosh on it, you know. So hopefully they'll get it sorted out.
They'll have done the numbers, mate. How many people? 45,000. How many people pay it one hit? How many people pay it? And you know what I mean? They'll have the figures and how important it is to them, you know.
I would imagine that the majority of people, especially working people, you know, the normal common guys like ourselves, regardless of where their background is, would use some kind of finance system there this season, you know.
I always thought I was working class, mate, till I met Fox, and then I realised I was middle class.
Very good,
Right. What else is on your mind, Wally? What are you thinking football-wise? What you think?
Well, I can only hope that the gaffers learned these lessons for the first game at Parkhead. I know you were mentioning the Clint Hill game. I was lucky enough to be at that game, but you've got to remember the attitude doesn't seem to be the same attitude as we have. There's certain players, obviously Andy Halliday and likes of that, and McGregor and that, have got the right attitude, especially for an Old Firm scenario. But a lot of the foreign players, I don't think they've really bought into it and what it means to the fans for them to have the grace to wear the strip and the jersey and represent us and what it means to us. There is a few there. I was reading about Morelos. It's sad, about his sister and that. That's been on our Facebook and that today as well. I don't know if you've had a chance to see it. They put a kind of, I don't know what you would call it. It's just like a wee sentiment thing, It's basically just him filmed on off the ball and something like that. I hadn't seen it before, but I seen it through Twitter today. That was quite interesting because he's came for a really good background. He's had a lot of problems, obviously Colombia and their circumstances, etc., and doing well enough for us. But as I say, I don't know. I can only hope that he's learned his lesson. I mean, Murray done the same thing at Hampden. He stood off them and they annihilated us. We can't afford to do that. I know you were talking about it last night, when you were going through the teams and stuff like that, but I don't. It all just depends on, to me, what attitude they've got when they leave that dressing room. They need to know what it means to us, because these swines will know exactly, especially the Brown man and that. I mean, he should have been off the park twice. The Candace challenge was ridiculous. That would have been a red card anywhere all day long. He gets away with murder because he was supposedly the ex-Scotland captain, and then, of course, because he's been with the Mankey mob for so long. But what they got away with was ridiculous. I'm not a great fan of Madden either, but they're none of them any good. I mean, let's face it, Clancy's the fourth official. Did you know that on Sunday?
No, I did not.
So, well, they named the names. One of the linesmen's, is it McAvaney or something? So I can imagine he never went to any of schools either.
I'm surprised that Kevin Clancy could make it at that time. I thought he could have been elsewhere.
Well, seemingly he's the fourth official.
We've been joined. Hold on, Molly. We've been joined by a few callers. We'll take Cushy first. Evening, Cushy. How we doing, mate?
Evening, guys. How we doing?
How we doing, mate? What's on your mind? What you putting up in the vibes? How you feeling, mate?
About Sunday, I'm not really quite sure. We've proved that we can beat them, and we've proved it on our day we can actually give them a bit of a doing, you know. But we've not really done it away from home yet, you know. So it'd be nice to see us turn up and you know put in as good a performance as we did at Ibrox at the tail end of December. And let's see where that takes us. You know, I think you know they've obviously found a level of consistency since that result that we simply haven't, and that's brought about
or you could argue a level up, mate. 3 last-minute goals. I know it's people say good teams and all that, but if that goes the other way, they're under pressure.
They are, but ultimately, didn't they? Tottenham or not, you know. You know, so they've done what they've asked to do, and I think any manager who was looking at any team doing that would be saying, you know, my team kept on going at the final whistle and they've done their job, blah blah blah, and all that type of thing. Because if it was shoes another foot and it was us, it was done at Steven Gerrard, to be saying exactly the same thing. But we've you know, but essentially we've failed to do that, and they've done it despite the fact that sometimes, you know, it's been in the 5th minute of injury time and things like that, you know. So you could call it luck, you could call it just perseverance, you could call it a combination of both. But ultimately,
I'm all for that rule in Scotland. If we're going to bring it in next year, next goal's a winner. Anyway, we've been joined by GFK. Evening, GFK.
Evening, troops. How you all doing?
Oh, the old Clyde panels on the right. Wally,
how you doing? How you doing, Wally? I recognise your voice.
Hi, Jimmy. How you getting on, mate? All right.
I'm doing brand new, pal. Good to hear you on here.
How's your back?
Well, you know what they say, mate. A few bodies that'll still go away.
Let it go, GF.
Carrying that big drum for years that's done it.
Oh, I know, mate. Hey, it's carrying Oaks here for a few years there, turnstiles, I know.
Yeah, well, there you go. Huh?
Good to hear your voice, Wally. Good man.
Same, it was good to hear yourself, because
keep coming on.
Well, I wasn't so much worried about you, but I hadn't heard for a long, long time. And it's, you know yourself, the two were bad for X amount of times because they can't take the truth. That's what's wrong with these scumbags, you know. But
you'll be bad for here, right? GFK.
I'm a bit like Cushy and that. You know, I'm looking forward to Sunday, but you know, it's kind of apprehensive in a way. You know,
you're looking forward to it behind the couch. Is that what you're saying?
No, never. Nothing behind the couch, mate. No, just how we'll set ourselves footing, you know, game wise and that, and look for us to perform. You know, the way we know we can, but we don't seem to do it all the time. You know, just a wee thing about the name of the stadium that these guys were talking about. I wouldn't give a jot what they call the stadium. They could call it Three Monkeys Up a Tree Sucking Bananas with a donut up their arse. I couldn't care. Right? Really, I couldn't care.
How are you spelling that? How are you spelling that?
Oh, aye. If somebody come in and gave us 20 million quid, I'm like Fox, right? If somebody come in and gave us 20 million quid for 3 or 4 years, look, we're not all going to say on the Friday, by the way, I'll meet you at the bistro outside the Three Monkeys Up a Tree with a banana and a donut up their arse. You're going to say, I'm going to meet you at Ibrox. I mean, come on. And so I know we can make fun of it and say, you know, but do you know, I don't care if Ibrox is included in the name. if somebody's willing to come in with a mega bucks deal that is suitable for Rangers to benefit from it and suitable for the team to be enhanced in the coming years, and I'm all for it. It doesn't matter what you call Ibrox, guys. It's still going to be Ibrox no matter what they call it. It's a name, for Christ's sake, you know. And
I don't disagree. GFK, Cushy, any thoughts?
I don't know. It's one of these. I can see both sides of the argument in terms of it will always be Ibrox to a certain generation or a number of generations. My fear would be in changing the name that generations behind us grow up and they don't have the same mindset that we do, i.e. it will always be Ibrox, that they're growing up with another name is kind of always getting spoke about on Sky and always getting spoke about on the radio, etc., etc. And then they don't quite have that same kind of connection to the name that we do. So I don't think it matters to some of the older generation. It'll always be Ibrox, and even some of the younger ones. Obviously, it's always going to be Ibrox. But generations to come, I think that kind of thing seeps in, because the flip side of it is that these advertising companies aren't giving this money away for nothing, for people just to simply call it Ibrox all the time. That would be a pointless exercise for them. So they've got to make sure that every single time it's on the telly, every single time it's mentioned on the radio, that the new name, whatever that may be, is getting firmly embedded in the public. And I'm just a little bit wary that eventually that it disappears. Another thing that I'm a little bit worried about is how much money does it take for you to kind of sell out all the various different bits that you've got associated with the brand before you finally would sell anything for money? And I think some things are a little bit sacrosanct. Do we need $4 million a year from a company to do that, or would we just not taking that money? At the moment, I'm happy exactly with.
You're breaking up a wee bit, Cushy.
Cushy, you're breaking up.
You're breaking up a wee bit, pal.
Cushy, you're breaking up. You're doing your Norman Collar impersonation.
That's what I was going to say there.
That's shown his age if he knows who that is.
Guys, I'm a wee bit with agreement with Cushy there in his sentiments. See, if you were talking about if it was for the likes of 3-4 million a year, I know that if you're saying it over 4 year, that would be 16-20 million. I think I'd be a wee bit like that, depending on what they were going to call it. If you were talking about major investment, for me, I know beggars can't be choosers. At the moment, we don't have a lot, and we've been relying on loans for the last so long. So if it was major investment insofar as, say they were getting King, I don't know, 20 million lump sum, and it wasn't 3-4 million per year, I think that would be a big advantage. But I don't think they can just sell the naming rights just to like any old daft name. I know what Jimmy said.
William King bookmakers are the favourite at the moment.
Yes,
well,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with Jimmy to a certain extent. The name doesn't bother diehard Rangers fans to a certain extent, but you don't want us getting totally ridiculed in the sense that it would be a kind of stupid name. But in saying that, I've got to be honest, guys, I don't think the club would just give that away lightly anyway.
But if it doesn't matter what the stadium's called, guys, for a sponsor's name, I totally 100% disagree with what she's saying. Right? I mean, it's a name. If Rangers sign an agreement for 5 years and it's beneficial to the club, why should we bother what it's called? Look, we've had gambling and drinking and all sorts of advertisements on our shirts and nobody's bothered about it. Right? That's the name of the game. So it doesn't matter what it's called. In my heart of hearts, at 62 years of age, it's Ibrox for me. Right? And it always will be Ibrox. But if there's a chance here to earn some money, we must take it. Look, we've got to be realistic here, guys. Nobody's going to come in and offer us 50, 60, 70 million for a sponsorship deal and a renaming the stadium for 5-6 years. that only happens in the English Premiership. So we maybe get £5 million a year, say for 4 or 5 years, and we'll be lucky to get that. But I think that money should be taken, and it's worth taking, even if it is, as some say, it's only £5 million a year.
What about the Brentford one? The Brentford model, where they are in the flight path over Heathrow, where we sit as well, when they get their stadium done, it's the roof, because then all the it's not just the name of the stadium, it's all the airport traffic. It's seen it as they're coming into land at Ibrox. Glasgow Airport.
Aye, we've got to be realistic here. Look, we're talking about this new commercial guy that maybe Ashley's gone and that. The Brentford thing, okay, that's a great it's advertisement, guys.
Aye, it's an astronomical fee they get.
Of course it is. You know, look, we've got to remember where we are. We're in the SPFL, right? And the sponsorship up here has always been rubbish. Since when Sky used us as a model a way back, they used us as a pilot when they first came into Scottish football. They used us as the Rangers Celtic games are always the big games on, and then all of a sudden the English Premiership took off after the Italian football died a death, and the Spanish football at that time, and Sky came in, took us, and then they decided to drop us. We need £5 million a year. Dave King and the Three Bears can't keep going to the begging bowl all the time. And the commercial side will take off eventually, the strips, etc. But if there's somebody going to call us whatever they want to call us, see if you say, oh, that's a funny name, they're all going to ridicule us. Come on, guys. I've only got one thing to say. Get a life. It's Ibrox Stadium, and it always will be. So if there's money to be made, take it.
Well, this would never happen in football, as I said earlier on. There wouldn't be a club who would get their stadium done up for a one-day event with political beliefs, with an organisation that they want nothing to do with. That would never happen, would it? You there, Wally?
What about the True Blue Brexit Stadium? I'll go for that.
Oh, don't get me. Oh, well, I'm a Remainer, bruh.
Aye, well, so's Theresa May, and look the mess we're in.
Can I just take this opportunity, Wally? It's Bridgeman here. Can I just take this opportunity to say, I remember well your times on the Swords where the people in Radio Clyde. Take my hat off to you, pal. Loved listening to you. Excellent.
No problem.
Welcome to Rangers
Radio. They don't
Radio,
like the truth.
No,
they don't like the truth.
Rangers
This
Radio.
is the problem.
We like the truth on here. And JFK tells us the truth all the time. We might not believe him, but he always tells the truth.
We know
the truth and nothing but the truth.
Exactly, Wally. Exactly. Oh dear.
Yeah, where are we?
So what do you think about what I was saying about that Zebra Finance? What do you think that might be one of the very first things they're going to look at with this new commercial guy? Or
hopefully they'll pull somebody in. They'll pull some other company in that maybe there might be a sponsorship deal involved in it as well. You know what I mean?
I can still never get my head around the fact that Craig White used our money to get the loan to buy Ibrox. Remember?
Aye, I mean, it's happened.
It was the season tickets financing that he actually used as a loan. You couldn't make it up.
Well, find me. The Glazers done the same with the Man United, didn't they?
Aye.
That's right, aye.
I mean, you wouldn't think it could happen. I mean, to us, it's a con, isn't it?
Well, it's all a con.
To them, it's business, you know.
See, a businessman doesn't use his own money for anything. This is the problem.
Well, David,
and I can guarantee that the pound that he supposedly gave to Charles Green, or Charles Green gave him back, he borrowed that. He never even used his own pound. It was somebody else's pound he used.
What's that like, Bridge, not using your own money?
I've got no comment on that, particularly for you, boy.
I know a lot of guys that like that when it's their turn at the bar.
Hey, better believe it, boy. Better believe it.
The based a character and still game the old guy Tam on Bridge, you know.
I even faked his own death. Aye, brilliant.
Guys, David Murray done the same thing. He kept
shocking. These are a shower of shockers, boys.
Guys, David
As I say, the truth hurts.
The truth does hurt, Bill. Absolutely.
In you come, boys, Star. In you come. I know you're patiently waiting.
I'm saying David Murray done the same thing. David Murray told us for years that he was putting in his own money and to bring all the magic players that he brought in. When he didn't, we paid for that through the hard nose, and then eventually, whenever we were 56 million when he brought it down a wee bit. You know what happened there. So David Murray done exactly the same thing on soft loans, but it wasn't his money, whereas he kept telling us at the time it was him that was putting the money in. He wasn't putting the money in. And that's how
he didn't even use his own money when he bought the club originally.
Yeah. Exactly, Wally.
Because businessmen we don't understand that, but that's how it works, the business. You know, I mean, you could win the lottery tomorrow, and the first thing that the advisors will tell you is invest all your money, don't use your own money.
We've got our very own
and you can't get your head on it, you know.
We've got our very own money launderer on here, Bridge, haven't we?
Exactly. And he's no sitting far away. Bushy-tailed guy, bushy-tailed.
That's a sweary word you used there, Blue Star, David Murray.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jimmy.
Exactly, aye.
I find he still gets an easy ride after a lot of Rangers fans.
He should have his knighthood taken off him, you know.
Correct. He's the one that put us in this suit because he handed it over.
Right, but when we went to Ibrox, when David Holmes first came to Ibrox, and he was a man that, to me, never got the credit for bringing Graham Souness, and we know that Graham Souness brought David Murray. But after David Murray came, you just need to look about Ibrox, and every advertisement was some sort of company connected with David Murray. Even Azure Catering belonged to David Murray. All the wine stuff and foods, everything inside Ibrox. So people that say that they revere David Murray for what he done at Rangers, David Murray done it for David Murray. He wanted to buy Bayern United, and they kicked him away and said nothing to do with you. So David Murray should be held accountable for what's happened to Rangers since 2012, because I can never understand why that he was never held accountable for a lot of the things that done. Never mind all this EBT rubbish and all that. David Murray took more out of Rangers than he put in, and for him to turn around and say that he was duped by a man and he sold up the Rangers for £1, I can never believe that in a million years, for a man who deals in £1 billion contracts with the companies that he's ran. So the guy's a rat bag.
Well,
Jimmy, do you know, sorry to interrupt you, do you know that you couldn't buy a bit of steel anywhere in the world, including Russia, unless you went through Murray International Metals? That's how clever he was. Yep. And for him to turn in and say he was duped, he should have been in that dock before Craig White.
Of course he should have, Willis.
And the fact that Donald Finlay represented him, you know, as a QC was just bloody well ridiculous. You know, you just...
Well,
and some of the crap we've had to put up with as well for the last 7 years, you know.
They used to stop reminiscing, and there's other people here. I don't want this Radio Clyde gang getting bigger.
You can't see that. It's snide.
For me, David Murray still gets an easy ride, because you'll get there. Most fans will turn around and hit you with, but wait a minute, he got his 9 in a row. No, David Murray didn't get his 9 in a row. David Murray was financially crooked, just the same as most other financial guys, and that's how we ended up in the mess we're in. And the one thing he kept telling us for years, guys, remember, was he would only hand over Ibrox to a fit and proper person. Well, we know what happened there. So he never done He never done any background checks or anything, because the white fella was well known to be a crook, and that's no liable. That's factual. He'd been doing it his whole career. So David Murray's got a lot to answer for.
Aye, anyway, I hope that Coochie's back with us.
Yes, I am. Yes, hi guys, is that better?
Oh, a lot better, mate.
That's a lot better, Coochie. That's a lot better.
I can actually hear him.
I'm a new head. That was a good investment, that new headset,
Is that what you done, mate?
Look, the in-car thing with the car and all, that's rubbish, I know, as soon as you put it on.
There we go, that's life.
Anyway, Cushy, overall, where are we, mate? Where are we as a team? how important is this game for us on Sunday? I mean, it's an Old Firm game, which is always.
I'll be honest, I wish it was more important. You know, I mean, I feel we've let the league slip away from us. You know, I felt that if we'd at the start of December, I wanted to be in touching distance with them at the end of December, and at the start of February, I wanted to be touching distance when we went to the split, and we've not really succeeded in doing that. You know, so I wish this game was almost like a 6-pointer. You know, because it's weighed too much in their favour. You know, they're the home team. They're 8 points clear. You know, and even if they lose, you know, I mean, we're still asking to get beat another 2 times in Scotland, and that's a big ask. You know, so I think I'd love it to be tight. I'd love us to be within 2 points and heading to the top of the league if we beat them. You know, but I feel as if we've just let it slip. You know, it's still important. You know, we've not won an away game there for I don't know when. I honestly can't remember the date. You know, so you know, we certainly put a marker down at Ibrox and got a bit of a monkey off our back when we beat them there. You know, and it certainly wouldn't do us any harm. It wouldn't do the confidence of the team any harm, and certainly wouldn't do the mood of the supporters any harm if we could actually go and get 3 points there. You know, it would certainly put us back in the race, but I just don't know. I don't know what Rangers team is going to turn up, and I think that's the problem.
You know, consistency, mate.
I just don't know what Rangers team's going to turn up. We could turn up and do what we've done at Ibrox and play great and come away with 3 points.
Would that annoy you, mate? Because you become some of the flat performances we've watched.
I couldn't say beating them at the home stadium would annoy me. I would think about it after and say, why did we not do that against the couple of games against Hibs in December? Why did we not do that against St Johnstone recently? Why have Aberdeen put us out 2 cups? You know, that it would start to rankle then. But it's down to the consistency. We've just not been able to achieve it. And even when, you know, Gerrard talks it up prior to the game, saying he's looking for a performance, you know, and things like that, it's not really materialised for us since the turn of the year. So I would love to be more positive about it, but I just don't know who's going to turn up in a blue jersey, you know, and do it for us, and that's what annoys me the most about it. I think, you know, and we've seen that it's just made us inconsistent, you know, and effectively we've just put ourselves out of the running for the league in it. So they can be quite happy with a draw, you know, and I think I probably think our guys on the park would be quite happy walking away with a draw. So when get the 2 teams that are quite happy with draw, I think there's only going to be, you know, I think that's probably going to be the most likely outcome. But I just don't see us. I don't see us winning because I don't think we've got the team that's got the mentality to go there and actually get 3 points when the chips are down.
The last two Old Firm.
What's that, Wally? When you come, Wally, use your thoughts on what Cushy said.
As I was saying earlier, they don't have the belief that they should have, especially after the result at Ibrox, and obviously, because you mentioned the St Johnstone game, which was really disappointing. It's all right scoring 3 and 4 goals against Hamilton and likes of that, you know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you want to be really honest. I know Jimmy's always going on about the 55 and all that, but I never really thought we had any chance whatsoever of winning the league this season till the results started to go in our favour. And obviously they've fell away a lot more. I never ever thought they were as far in front as everybody thought they were. You know, they were going on about they were 10 years in front and they heard. But I blame Super Ali for a lot of your football mess because he had the chance to play all the young boys, bed them in for 2 or 3 seasons, and he couldn't have won the championship. And it doesn't matter what you say, he's always going to be a legend and this and that as a football player. But as a manager, it was just, I don't know. I mean, to me, Ian Durrant used to sit beside Walter, if you remember, in the main stand in the first half of any of the Old Firm games. And McCoist was doing in the touchline, carrying on and shouting and bawling. But it was wee Durrant, to me, that ended up a better coach than McCoist will ever be. And he talks a good game. He annoys me when he's on that BT Sport, when he's doing his secondary pundit, as if he knows what he's talking about, because he's put us back really far, football-wise, in my opinion, you know. I don't know if any of the boys agree with that, but I'll never forgive him for the mess we're in football-wise. Regardless of the financial side, you know.
I would have played Ireland manager, two different things. Anyway, lads, we've reached that time of the evening. Get yourself a mute. And I think tonight Fox is going to give us a solo performance. We're back.
Yep. Indeed. Knackered, but I'm back.
I knew we were word with Fox. I didn't think that was very good. Honestly, didn't he? I've heard Jimmy better on the big drum than that, but there we go.
Here, can I just mention as well, I don't know if you've noticed, what do you make of Sadiq's comments? Do you think there's anything in that, or do you think that's just a lot of nonsense that's getting dragged up with press that came to light in the last couple of days?
See, when I read these stories, mate, and I do look at them because we have to because of the
show. No, but I'm talking about, they're on the Rangers pages, they're not just on, you know. I don't bother so much with the record of the current one, you know.
Remember on the Rangers pages, remember some of the women on the internet are the woman.
Aye, well.
I think, personally speaking, I think players will say anything to try and get the spotlight away from the fact that they were gash. And I think there's probably more to that than anything else, to be honest with you.
100% agree with that.
Also, I don't believe everything I read in the press, sir.
Yeah, but that the boy he definitely wasn't 100% Rangers person, and I don't know where he'll ever go. He doesn't look like a true footballer to me, but certainly for the level that we want, that's for sure.
Right.
It was easier for him to score against Aberdeen at Hampden, I know, than trying to get a foul. If he'd put his foot to that ball was in the net.
Yeah, I think he was just quite a big tall fella, and I dare say he tried his best. And if you get long legs, you can get the ball to get that wee inch before anybody else, type of thing. But it just didn't happen for the boy, unfortunately. It never happened for him. I never read what he said, Willie. What was he actually saying? Did he say something nasty about Gerrard or something?
No. He basically just said that he was barred for parking in the car park, and he couldn't even park his car at the Hummel training centre, as they now call it, and he had to train with the kids and stuff like that. But if you remember, Souness done that with Roberts. I think we played Falkirk at the old Brockville, the very last game of the season. I don't know if any of you went to away games or were there at the time.
I was there.
And Graham Roberts actually appeared in the back of the main stand.
Yeah,
and most of the crowd were all cheering him and everyone. And soon as went off his nut because he shouldn't have been there. He was meant to be away up in the West Highlands somewhere. Because I think Roberts won just about everybody's player of the year that year. If you remember.
The wheels came out for Robertson, Souness and Bucharest that season, mate.
Aye, that's right, aye. And then he made the mistake about Aberdeen and all, wasn't it? At Ibrox at half time or something, he made a remark to Souness.
But I have to say, guys, going back to the Sadiq thing, I only feel very sorry for the guy in the sense that great sympathy. Whatever's happened to him's happened to him. And I don't think he was a good enough footballer. As simple as that. For me, simple as that. I don't think all these things in all probability there's a logic behind it. And maybe there's only 17 places, or just for saying sake, in the car park for the players. And if you're not one of the players that are in the pool with a 17th pool, then you're not going to get a place in the car park.
Well, the way it's gone now with these celebrities coming in for Radio Clyde, you'll be losing your space.
Very good. I'd be very happy.
Cheers for that. Aye, brilliant.
Remember, Wally, you need to start at 2 lollipops, mate. That's when you're
That's
bargaining. The pie's no bad. I'm getting 2 lollipops. It's no bad.
What's this about this cola cubes? I'm interested in that. What's that?
Well, you need to come to the bistro and meet Tracy. You ought to see what she can do with the cola cubes.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
Hey, there's somebody does something with macaroon bars, I know.
All right, aye. And the spearmint chewing gum.
We've not went quite as far as the chewing gum, mate. We're just the cola cubes and the macaroon bars, I do.
What about the cheese and meat? The cheese and meat rolls. I've not heard that for a long time.
No, I think the people within the Rangers Radio are very kind, and they like to give wee gifts of sweeties to people.
Freebies.
No, it's for you. It's just you. Nobody else. Let's be honest about it. It's just you, Bridge.
I won't bow your head.
Fox.
But they are very nice.
Fox.
Hawks, going back to what Cushy was saying there about the team on Sunday.
Yep.
For me, since the last international break, we've not really performed at all. Bar the 14 goals we got against the 3 kind of lesser teams. Sorry, the winter break shut down. Aye. Since then, we've not really performed at all. We've done it.
I'm going to put it to you, Blue Star, and I want you to stay calm when I say this. See, the 29th, I thought Arfield was immense, and if I've been really honest with you, he's not kicked his arse since.
Well, that's you just saying that now. I've been saying that for weeks. You're totally right. He had a great game against them on the 29th. Since then, correct, he's been... I kept trying to be nice about it, saying he was really poor, but he's been garbage. But on the other hand, see the last 2 Old Firm games, guys, they've not really been a battle at all. Each home side's dominated both games. So, by rights, we're due a decent game at Parkhead. As Wally says, the last decent game we had a wee bit of a try on was when Clint Hill scored. But for me, since the winter break, no, we've been really, really poor. We got ourselves up leading, and we all know what's happened. We're the team that's lost 10 points. So we whether it's players not having the heart or the right attitude, I think there's a lot to do with that. And it's about them going out and having the desire and the attitude that we can go out and win this game. And we know they've got the capabilities. If they can do it at Ibrox, then they can certainly do it anywhere else.
And we've also seen them with that run in Europe. We've been playing good sides, mate, and playing some lovely stuff.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. We played some great stuff in Europe. Mm-hmm. We've just no been. We keep using the word consistent. It's not even been consistency, Hawks, because we've never went 4 league games.
We've not been close.
Winning.
It's been JFK then Cushy. Maybe our expectations get built up a wee bit. I don't think we all thought we were going to win the league at the start of the season. Obviously, you hope. but it has been frustrating. That's the word I would use.
I mean, the European journey, Oxshire, as we all know, was a roller coaster ride, and it took us to some highs that we never expected, you know. And we've been on here for weeks and months now, and my expectations have been getting higher and higher. But then we get dropped like a big proverbial stone, you know. So it's hard to take sometimes. I mean, some of the performances by some of the players have been fantastic, but then the next game they're really, really poor. You know, they look like a team of strangers, and that's the way we've been since December the 29th when we beat the Puddle Drinkers. You know, the game after the Puddle Drinkers, the Kilmarnock game, that was one of the worst games I'd seen all season. So I mean, we do expect a lot, Oxshire. I mean, we know when we brought Stevie G in that we were expecting, you know, good things to happen, and the good things did happen. But some of his buys have been poor. You know, Ajari, well, no, his buys and loans, we'll say. You know, Ajari and Sadiq were very, very poor players, and where he thought Flanagan would ever play for Rangers, but he performed no bad. But I was just looking through, we're talking about the team for Sunday. You know, a lot of the guys were naming their teams last night, and actually the team that 4 or 5 of you named last night was actually the team that actually played on the 29th of December.
It would be, mate.
You know, and so, I mean, that same team should be able to go and perform. And just to finish, what you're saying about Scott Arfield, I mean, he's hot and cold's not even a good way to put him. He's been very, very poor. And he wouldn't be in my team on Sunday, definitely. No, I said that last night. So, expectation-wise, Oxshire, my expectations were high, but they dropped us like a stone. So, it's horrible the way things have turned out with the silly results that we've had. But we've just got to take it in the chin and hope that come next season it gets better. Because as I said last night, I mean, my head obviously said the league's over. My heart says it's no, but no, we'll wait and see what happens on Sunday. But I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm not going to be looking through my fingers behind the couch material. I'm confident.
Good man.
Does anybody know what the story is with Jack? Is Jack fit or a choice of not being fit? Does anybody know for certain? I know there's not been any mention anywhere, but
we might get a better picture tomorrow, mate, when we hear the press conference. And you come, Cushy, you're waiting there patiently, mate.
I think teams in Scotland. I think we've become a little bit one-dimensional as a team, and I think teams in Scotland now, particularly St Johnstone, Kilmarnock, and definitely Aberdeen, have worked us out how to play us. You know, they know that if they squeeze up, we don't really make any runs behind defences. They know that if they can shut down Morelos and Candace. And, you know, Candace and Taft, particularly on the right-hand side, then there's not a lot else comes from other areas of the team. So there's no, you know, we're a little bit one-dimensional, a little bit easy to play against. And you know, particularly Aberdeen, who have got us. I don't think it's any fantastic tactics or anything for Appy McInnes, but they know exactly how to play against us. And we've really, really struggled against them. But, you know, that being said, Celtic don't play like that against us. They won't sit in against us, you know, and you know, they will come out and they will play football. And as long as we don't sit back and somehow expect to weather a storm for 90 minutes, then we should be able to play football back to them, you know. But I think the league campaign is just gradually over the piece. Teams have just worked us out. And we need to bring a bit more dimension to our play, particularly I think in the creative side of it in midfield, where if Arfield's not playing well and he hasn't played well since the turn of the year, then we don't really have a creative midfield player that sits behind Morelos that's going to unlock defences. You know, when he's played well against Celtic, Arfield, he was fantastic. You know, but he just doesn't do it anywhere near enough to warrant, I think, you know, a place in the team. And we're, you know, we said, I think, going on to the January transfer window, and I've said this previously on the show, you know, the two main areas we needed to strengthen the team were a creative midfielder and someone to help out Morelos up front and play alongside him. And I don't think we brought either of those two in in the January transfer window. And as teams have worked out how to play us, you know, we've just dropped points over the piece. So as I say, it won't be the case on Sunday. We will be allowed to play football to a certain extent. It's whether our players turn up and actually try to give it a go. It'll make the difference.
You got it back. You got it. Aye.
There you go.
Is there an echo in here?
Aye.
Aye, you got it back.
And I did a gag zone here, right? So, as Steven Gerrard, Michael Beale, have they been surprised at how teams in Scotland are underestimating them, how they can play negative? Because you can't say Aberdeen, Kilmarnock, and have played nice football, even St Johnstone. But what they do is they can be that negative just to stop you playing. Has that been a shock to them?
I think it definitely has, Ox. I think you hit the nail on the head when you says there. Are you trying to tell me that the teams we played in UEFA are any better? Well, sorry, are you trying to tell me the teams that we played in UEFA run were worse than any of the teams we played in the SPL? Not a chance. They've been far better sides, and we more than held our own against every one of the A sides. I think you've hit the nail on the head there by saying, when you heard McInnes's comments after about 2 or 3 games playing against them, and he says, if you let 2 or 3 players in their team have the ball, he says, and you stop the rest, he says, you're going to make it hard for them. The guy was bang on, because that's exactly what teams have been doing. If they sit behind the ball, Stevie G's, I don't think for a minute has took that into account whenever he took the job on. He didn't think teams were going to do that. And a bit like Celtic, if Celtic don't play that way, so if you're playing against a team that are a bit open, that's when our players get a bit of space. And in the first game, obviously we all know he played every player behind the ball and we tried to sit in, and that played into their hands. So if you're telling me that we're playing against better sides than we did in Europe, not a chance. We played far better sides in the Europe and we more than held our own. In fact, a few of the games we should actually have won, as we all know. So,
yep.
There's a lot in that, Ox.
Michael Bill, anyway, we'll be joined by one and only George Logan. George.
How you doing, boys? You all right?
Oh, you come on with all the celebs, all the Radio Clyde mob of you, and what you need to do?
Real radio, Ox, no Radio Clyde.
Real radio as well, that's right, aye.
I'm too young to remember that.
Well, George, you're learning, George. You're a YouTuber. You're all on YouTube, George.
Some variety callers tonight, Ox. But see, I'll go back to. I'm talking about the game. 2 more sleeps to the big game. Monday morning when I woke up, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to tell any lies. I'm thinking to myself, I'm kind of dreading it. And I came on here and I listened to you guys talking about the 80s, McCoist and David Cooper and all these guys, and you get a wee bit of buzz. Tuesday you come on here and you listen to it again, you think to yourself, it's starting to build. Wednesday. Now, if the game was a more, I would say we'll take 5 off, and that's me starting to really buzz for the news. It's one of the games where you're a bit apprehensive at the start of the week. As it goes on and goes on and goes on, we've got 2 more sleeps to go. We'll sleep the night, we'll sleep the morning night, we'll toss and turn on Saturday. Is the league finished? I don't know if the league's finished or no, Ox, but you take one game at a time like you've been saying all season. This is a big, massive game. We've got the capabilities to beating them, Ox. That's the thing. We've not beat them at their place for years and years, but I think we can actually do it. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go there and run over the top of them. We should have run over the top of them in the 29th. We beat them 1-0. It was going on 3 or 4, but it was 1-0 at the end of the day. The records show it 1-0. Scott Arfield has been poor, but he took a game that day for us, Ox. We're going to need him to take a game if he gets on the path.
I think I would play Arfield bizarrely, even though I don't know who else will go. It could play that role.
Well, that's
I would play Arfield.
On you go, George.
I think I would play him because he was excellent that day. Andy Halliday looks like he's got to play with excellent that day. If we can get a few guys to be right up in their faces and be right up for it, because one thing they're going to be right up for it, their gaffer's going to have them right up for it. The wee Lego munch in the middle of the park, he'll have them right up for it too. So we're going to have to be right up for this. One a right hard game. They've got to see this as a league decider. So I'm really buzzing for Ox. I'm looking forward to it now. Start of the week I was a bit worried about it. See now, I'm really, if it was a morning, I'd be gladly take it in the morning. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think we can actually date Ox. We have got the players capable of doing it. They showed on the 29th. Whether they're up for it or not, like somebody said earlier, what Rangers have got to show up is a big thing on Sunday. If we show up and get right in their faces, I think we're going to win the game. Also, I think we can.
Here, George. Here, a bit of positivity. Come on, Wally. What do you think?
Well, Kenny Miller said today as well on one of the Rangers pages. Aye, who? But the bottom line is his record at Parkhead was phenomenal for us. It really was, first and second time. But as he says, it's only a matter of time before Morelos does score against the Mankey Mob, and it could be this week. I've had a tenner on him every time we've played to score any time, and I'll be backing him again on Sunday, and hopefully I'll be getting a win this time. I'd rather just the team win. I'm not bothered about the tenner. That's neither here nor there, but I believe that, it's only a matter of time,
They'll be worried about Morelos, Wally, yeah?
Of course they will. Aye, of course they will. Every team does.
Aye.
And if he doesn't get Player of the Year this year, it's ridiculous. They're talking about James Forrest and who else is it? Rat McGregor for the Mankey Mob, But I mean, consistency-wise, I would say he's about the only player we actually can say that has been consistent for us the full season. And obviously he's improved a hell of a lot since last season. Last season I'd have chased him without any manner of doubt. There's no point in having a player that's sitting in the stand when we're in semi-finals and looking to go to cup finals. That, is a bit a detriment. Another thing I was going to say, do you think that the European run has had a detriment to our season?
I'll take
As
that.
if we've almost the legs have went, or, we've just done too much too quick?
I'll take that question round the panel, and I'll go to Cushy first, and then we'll do it in age profile.
I don't. The only way there's so many breaks now in international breaks. So we had an international break in October. I think we had a couple of weeks in November. We then broke for January for a good few weeks. So I'm not sure. I mean, given the fact that our form is dipped after Christmas, I don't really see what the European run would have, how it would affect that, because the guys had a break, they were on holiday and things like that, So I think it's probably that's not an excuse. What I would say is that the kind of new manager bounce you get with a team, you obviously want to have you probably want to have in your most important games, i.e. the league games. I think we got the new manager bounce with the UEFA Cup run. And by the time we were actually coming to the league, that bounce effect was starting to dissipate a little bit. So that's where I think probably the UEFA was detrimental to the league campaign. But I don't really think in terms of the players' legs or anything like that, given the amount of breaks that they get throughout the course of the season, and particularly the long break they had in January, and our results after that's the effect that's having an effect on the team at the moment.
All right, it's Bridgeman, and then it's JFK.
I think I agree to a certain extent with what Cushy's saying. I think the European run was probably the best thing I've seen for Rangers for a good number of years now. Since you think back to the lowest league, and here we were last season. I don't know how many games, 14 games or something like that. Just amazing stuff. Tremendous performances, home and away. Very, very pleased for them. And yes, it could have a slight detriment against it. But we proved at the end of the year, although we had been put out of Europe, or we lost out on Europe at that point, and we went up at home and we played against our biggest, shall we say, enemy from a footballing perspective. And we actually played extremely well, and we won. And that was I thought that was a tremendous break for us. But I couldn't believe after the break what we actually done. It looks like felt like the players had either burnt themselves out, totally through maybe over exuberance in Europe type of thing, or indeed maybe they just believed that they reached some high point and nobody's going to beat them. But they soon learned, and they learned badly to a big cost. So I think the European
reality bites.
I think that's what it is. You know, within a few short, everybody that's played football knows these things. You go and you win a cup, or you win a semi-final of a cup, and you go and you play against the bottom of the league, and they leather you, and nobody in the dressing room knows why, no idea why, and that's I think what's happened to our team. Nobody knows what's happened. No, everybody, one of them can blame themselves and they can blame each other, but nobody really knows what's happened. Something happened.
It's happened too often, Bridge. And you come, GFK?
I would say that the European run had detriment to us at the start of the season, and you might find that strange considering the results that we had in Europe. But if you look back, you know, when we started on the 12th of July, when we started against Scoopy, you know, and when we played 4 European games before we played Wigan in a friendly, and then we played Osiak the week before we played, 3 days before we played the Shaggers. And that was, to me, that's when it started to get downhill a wee bit, because, I mean, we drew 1 each for the Shaggers, and then we played Maribor, right, and then we beat St Mirren 2-0, and we played Maribor again. But then here we picked it up and we beat Kilmarnock 3-1 away, and then we went to Ufa. But then we dropped another 2 points away to Motherwell. Played Ufa again, and then we played the Puddle Drinkers, and we know what happened there in September. They beat us. But then we come back again and we beat Dundee 4-0. So we kind of dropped. To me, it was at the start of the season that I think that if we'd have kept, you know, the points to the full maximum. Okay, we know the Puddle Drinkers could have possibly been the one that we expected maybe at the most to get a draw. But the results we got right up to then were fair to Midland, but we were dropping too many silly points. I mean, we can moan all we want about the Aberdeen game, about how that, you know, we were robbed that day, blah, blah, blah. But then you go on and on into the season, guys. Some of the results we've had have been really, really, really poor at home. You know, Kilmarnock at home, Aberdeen at home. We could go on and on and on, you know. So I would say I would be 60-40 saying that the European run had a detriment on our season. I don't think the players were fully ready for Europe, but it was thrown upon us. But it's there now.
Fair comment. Let me think. I'm looking at this age profile. Is Blue Star next?
Ox, I think I didn't think it at the time. I think hindsight is a wonderful thing. I think looking back, you would have to say it's had a bit of a detriment on the players. But what I would say to that is most of our players that started the campaign weren't getting regular games. I think there was about 2, maybe 3. The rest were all bit part players, a lot of them in loan. So when they were playing in Europe, they knew they were playing against what they'd probably classify better teams. So they were given their all. We then got a couple of decent results in the league, and then it started kind of falling away. But as I say, everything for me was looking not too bad. Some dodgy results, some good performances, right up to the 29th, and then you said to yourself, we'd hit a plateau because we were sitting equal tap. Since the 29th, for whatever reason, and there's got to be more to it than us just simply thinking that they're overtrained or blah, blah, blah. The players should be perfectly fit by that time of the year. But since the 29th, we can't kid ourselves on. We've been garbage. We really have been garbage. So then we've had another break there. So let's hope after this recent break that they can go out and give their all for the last half a dozen games, because I don't think that's asking too much. If they're all fit that he puts out on Sunday, they guys, if they go out with the right attitude, starting for the first whistle as they did at Ibrox, get tore right into them, I think we can get a result.
Yeah. We'll go to George, and then we'll be joined by the global ambassador. On you go, George.
I've said for most of the season, it's not actually something that a lot of people want to admit, but see, I would have been quite happy, and I'm not saying this would have made any difference to the season, but I think this season I would have preferred for Steven Gerrard to concentrate on the league, and I think he maybe was going to start with Oxford results too, because other places, and the Rangers fans, it's been a great run in Europe, don't get me wrong, Rangers fans started to get that wee bit of hope and things like that. I'm not saying we're ever thought we were going to win it, but certain songs were getting sung and just the build up to it all came. But I would have honestly been quite happy for to get a couple of good results in Europe, maybe get through one or two of the qualifiers, and again that's not a popular thing with Oaks, and then maybe go and just concentrate on the league. I don't know if it made any difference, but I said that at the time, and again I think it's about 6.5-7 million you're making off Europe this year, and that's not to be laughed or sniffed at. You'll know about that in Scotland, but I think we would have picked up a wee bit more points if we hadn't had the European games to contend with as well, Oaks.
All right, big man, how we doing, Mr. Global Ambassador?
I'm good. Is this Radio Clyde?
Beginning.
Willie's left. It's good to see Willie's left the dark side. Good man, Willie.
They used to call it after their old school, RC Radio.
I tuned in, I didn't know it was Willie, but I said, I know that voice. And then
I've heard this voice for a long time.
Aye. It's a good voice for the radio, by the way. Anyway, back to what you were talking about there. Did the manager know allowed that we would get better performances once Europe was out the way? I think he did.
I think potentially did, mate.
Aye, he did. But I go with what Cushy says. My God, you got enough breaks. They got a day off during the week. I'm here sweating my clackers off. I'm out 7 days a week, man. These boys are getting more money than anybody else. They get days off during the week. We've got all the guidance we need. We've got scientists now that look at all this loading that the players have been put under. We're saying last week that Golson looks tired. How's that boy tired? He shouldn't be tired.
But you've got to remember, sorry to butt in, Golson only played about 3 games for 4 seasons. This is the first time that Golson has ever played that amount of games. And obviously he had that big heart operation, you know.
Aye, I know, but if the heart operation was going to come in it, we shouldn't have signed the fella, so he must be fit as a fiddle. But what I'm saying is, throughout the season, like Cushy said, they've got enough breaks. They get time off during the week. If you feel on a Monday he's not going to be fit for a Saturday or a Sunday or a Wednesday game, you give him light loading on the Monday and the Tuesday. You say, look, pal, have the day off, go and play the PlayStation, do what you want. You know what I mean? I can't really see how these players can be tired. Granted,
I don't think it's a fitness thing. I think it's a mentality thing.
Mentality, but that's what I'm getting at. That's the same, whether it's a body, sportsman, 95% it's in your napper, isn't it? It's a mindset.
Of course it is, aye.
If they guys are sitting down, we've got a guy there, a sports scientist or whatever he is, he has to be reading that as well. No, you can run 100 metres in 9 seconds or 10 seconds, but you've got to see if you're mentally fit as well, if you're drained, if you're tired, what's going on in the background with your family, other things and all that, you know what I mean? Pardon me. But I think we've got enough people there to say if that player, X, Y or Z, is tired. At the beginning of the season, we had a wonderful run in Europe, and what George says, I back George 100%. I think we got further than anybody ever expected, and probably the manager.
Oh, definitely, aye.
With the players, so that plays a lot into it. But you've got to remember, we're getting breaks. We've had enough breaks during the and it does come down to performances. Whether you're tired, if somebody's mentally no astute, well, they can't be playing. It's as simple as that. Like on Saturday, on Sunday, what are we going to do? Is McCrory playing on Sunday, or is he going to stay with Ryan Jack? Because McCrory's not played for 6 or 8 weeks.
Aye.
But the manager...
Well, he played for Scotland the other day.
He's a lie. He's played for Scotland under 21s. Are we going to use that as a game that he can come in and play against the Beast? I don't know if you can use that. But the manager told us after the Kilmarnock game he was a lion. We've never seen him since, really, the boy.
Correct.
And I want him to play. So
I would certainly play him if I had the choice.
Aye.
Yeah.
Oh, I would play him. I'd play him and Kamara and a drop Jack. That's who I would go with, the two of them, just to give. So I think Kamara's got a wee bit of skill on the ball, and as long as McCrory's sitting there and picking off players and picking at the ball and giving it to Kamara, I think that we'll do well. But sorry to go forward with that there, but I just think what we've got this season is pretty much, looking back in hindsight and all that, is pretty much I was hoping we would win the league. I was hoping we could win a cup. I was hoping we maybe get a run in Europe. We had the run in Europe. We're not going to win a cup. I very much doubt it now. You never know on Sunday. Things may change. But I don't think we've got the league. And it basically comes down to performances. And the manager's got to get a performance out of the players. We're saying
Consistency, Al. And you've got to...
Sorry for rambling on.
No, that's all right, mate. You can't win every game. You come in, George, but you can't win every game 3-4-0. Sometimes you're just going to win 1-0. And you go,
that's
George.
It, perfect.
You see what I was saying there? I'll agree with me about Ken. Maybe did play too many games, but see another hand of that as well. Look, see if you're playing 1 game a week and you're playing 38 games in the league and a few cup games and things like that. You're training 5 and 6 days a week. But see if you're actually playing as many games as we're playing. Your next day you're having a rest day, so you're maybe into the Hummel training centre for a wee walk about a war and doing things like that, a bite to eat, and then you're away home. So they're not actually training that as well. A lot of players prefer that day.
Can I object with you, George?
Go on, you go out.
Can I ask you? I just want to a wee conversation with yourself, big man. See, at the time as well, he was saying he wasn't having enough time on the training field. You know how you're saying there, and I agree with you. I think if the players are playing 3 games a week or 2 games a week, they don't really need to be training as much. But at the time, the manager did say he's not getting time on the training field to get across his message because the guys are playing games and they're being successful in their games. You know what I mean? So how do you think that affected us? Getting that time on the training pitch.
That's another thing, Al. I mean, people talk about is no scoring for corners and things like that. I think that's where you actually miss out and things like that. You're actually maybe just warming down and getting ready for the next game. So you're not actually setting up corners. You're not actually doing things like that. You're maybe actually just training, keeping your fitness up. So in a roundabout way, we were maybe hampered in a wee way like that. But the players should I don't think they should be knackered. I don't think. I mean, you work so many hours a week. Everyone here works so many hours a week. Say guys have days off and things like that. But I think it's in their heat, to be honest.
Ox, can I come and ask a question of the whole panel?
I maybe look, some of these boys on here, you need to make it no too hard, mate.
We're talking about Europe, guys. Right, I'm going to ask you all a question here regarding next season. We saw what happened this season in Europe. Now, we know next season that the Puddle Drinkers could be probably going for 9 in a row. So the question is, would you forfeit a good European run next season to concentrate and stopping the Puddle Drinkers doing 9 in a row?
I'm going to go to Fox with that. Fox has got strong views on that.
I certainly would.
And we come Fox.
I never caught the whole question there.
When you go GFK, game it again.
Coming out with next season, Fox, where it looks like the Puddle Drinkers could do 9 in a row, would you forfeit a good run in Europe and put all our eggs in the one basket to stop them getting 9 in a row?
I would personally, I would. Yeah. But depending on the signings we make in over the summer, if we bring in better quality, I'll maybe change my mind a wee bit on that. Because George said earlier, £7 million or whatever we earned out of Europe helped us along through the season, and you've got to balance and counterbalance in it. What's the best for the club?
But what I know everyone's going to move that, but if I say to you, what would your priority be, money or stopping them doing 9 in a row?
Stopping them doing 9 in a row.
That's my question. That's the best bit for it there.
Could she in you come, mate?
Yeah, I don't think it's as black and white as that. You know, I think we need to close the gap on them financially. The only way we're going to do that is by getting a good European run. So I think stopping them, we need money, and I think if you're asking me a question, if we to stop them 9 in a row, if we were guaranteed to do it, absolutely guaranteed to stop them or the money, then of course you would take stopping them. But I think we have to be aware of the fact that we need money in order to buy better players and get better quality players. The only way we're going to do that is a good European run. And there's nothing guaranteed that in Europe we are going to get the group stages or anything like that. Yeah. But I don't think it's as black and white as just saying one or the other. I think they're interlinked. I think we need the money in order to help close the gap, in order to stop them getting 9 in a row /10 in a row.
Who's starting in the comment?
Well, undoubtedly, Ox, we would all say we would do everything in our power to stop them. Of course we would. We want title number 55, and there'd be nothing better than stopping them getting a ninth. But at the same time, we do need money. If Fox Furby's hit the nail on the head there again, it all depends on who we bring in the transfer window, because going with our present crop of squad, bottom line is, guys, they're no good enough. They've got to be enhanced greatly. He's the guy that's come out and told us straight he won't be making massive changes, but he's going to bring in real quality. And he's stuck by that in his last 3 or 4 pressers. It's all down to who he brings in. But if he brings in real goods and you've got a decent-sized squad, there's no reason why they can't at least get into Europe and get us a few quid. The results after that are immaterial. It's all about the league next season, and especially for him, it's all about the league.
George?
I would have actually geared it up this. If I'm personally honest, again, I wanted to win the league this year. I'm not saying the league's undone because I'm not wanting to say that yet. I can't, a lot of people be laughing at me and things like that. I'm not wanting to say it yet. But we're guaranteed to be in Europe next year, whether that's qualifiers or whatever it's going to be. We're guaranteed to be in Europe next year at this point. I think it's a bit of a hindrance because we've got to stop there next year. And again, they'll be listening. Of course they'll be listening. That's what they do. They listen to the Rangers programme. And I'm not caring if they're listening. I'm desperate to win that next year. I want to stop them next year. At all costs, I want to stop them next year. And if that's giving up the £6 or £7 or £8 million for the UEFA Cup or whatever it is, just to go and have a run at that league next year, I'm wanting to do it. Just next year, like Jimmy says, Fox says, it's a lot of money, but I think we've got to do everything in our power next year. And Blue Star's right in what he's saying. We've got to get an extra few bit of manpower in there to help us along the way, but I want to stop them big time next year, Ox, I really do.
Ox, for the manager himself, he's got to. I disagree with everybody if they don't think for a minute that it doesn't matter how we play next year. If we don't win that league next year, I think Stevie G will be on a sticky wicket. I honestly do. Much as I love the guy,
I don't think he'll.
Correct, Jimmy.
He deserves to get his P45.
Correct, Jimmy. It won't be there if we don't win the league next year.
Let's not make any bones about it.
I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that.
No, I disagree with that. I know.
I totally disagree.
One at a time. Let Cushy come in and then I'll come in and then I'll.
I think, for example, if we do what we've done last year in Europe and then we do make the step and get a domestic trophy of some kind, then he will that will be seen as massive progress, and he will keep his job, and I would expect him to keep his job because it will be progress.
If we're sitting at this time next season, where same games are coming up and we're 2 points behind, and we've won a trophy or got a cup final coming up, hopefully, that'll be progress, and you'll know by the reaction of the fans watching the team on the park, they'll see the improvement, hopefully. And you come, Big Al.
Going back to Jimmy's question, I'm not going to answer it because I think it's a negative question, and you put that out in the ether, people start believing it. We're Glasgow Rangers. We must win every single competition we go into. We must win every single game we go into. That's a mentality he needs to breed in that changing room. And if we get a mentality like that and a mindset like that and a mindfulness like that, we will be successful. That's all I want for my team, for you guys, for us all to be champions again. If he's not had a good run with halfway into the season next year, I think his jacket's on a shaky wicket then, because he must be sitting there, he must pay money knowing that he's going to have a better challenge next year, a better class of player. There's got to be money coming in that he can invest in. This loan thing is not working. At the moment, we can't keep Kent. I don't think I would want to keep Kent, to be honest, but what is he going to cost? £5 million. So what are we talking next season to up the quality? Are we talking £5 million players? Is that what we're talking about? So if he needs 3 or 4 of them, that's 20 million, just say. He's not going to waste it on Ryan Kent. He's going to try and get somebody that's maybe coming to the end of their career that'll bear turn in Scotland, an established Premiership player, or an established Spaniard or something like that, or somebody for Germany. he's got to go with the mindset he's wanting to win every single game, and there must be money for him. Because personally, if he's not going into the next season with a good bit of cash to give a challenge, because he's put a bit of a challenge in this season, it's fluctuated. But if he's not going to ruin his reputation as Steven Gerrard, I mean, he could walk away at the moment, and I mean, his CV doesn't look too bad. But if he gets 6 months into next season and he doesn't have the financial backing, his stock will be hitting rock bottom.
Molly, and you come, Molly.
The boy, I've got a boy sits beside me from Manchester, and he's not in any clubs or anything like that. He actually drives up every game. He's no missed an away game apart from the likes of Brechin at the very start and stuff like that. And he was really adamant about the European side of things. Obviously, it does bring the club money, and that's what we need. And plus, it gives the fans that wee bit of hope and whatever else, and you enjoy the away trips and stuff like that. When I was saying about a detriment to our season, I didn't mean fitness-wise. See, it's like Mackay going down to England, although he's never really done anything for me, which was quite surprising. And I thought Mackay could have been a really good player for us, whether it was the bottle it went or whatever, because let's face it, was getting kicked up the air all the time. And it was the same with B. Templeton. But to me, that's what he was there for. Take the ball into the box, and if we get a foul or a penalty, then that's what you're there for. It was the same with Mark Walters and that years ago, But to me, it's a mentality thing. It's a belief. They don't have the belief, and they should have the belief because of the result and the way we played against the Mankey Mob at Ibrox. I don't understand why they don't have the belief. And what we've been talking about, the breaks, every break that we've had this season has put us back the way. It's no helped us. And the fact that we can't even 4 games in a row,
Frustrating. Bridgeman, any comment?
No, I was just going to actually believe it or not. I was actually agreeing with both Big Al and Cushy. I think that, as far as I'm concerned, there could be a whole load of things that could go wrong in their season. But to be perfectly honest with you, we're Rangers. I want Rangers to win everything, and I want Rangers to go as far as they can in every competition. And if we're in Europe, great, go for it. And we have to see it. I think what I said earlier. We played really, really well. We were quite poor at times in our season in the league, but at the end of the season, at the end of that last year, we were equal with the Mankey Mob across the city in points. With them had a game in hand, and you look at us now for whatever reason, and it was nothing to do with Europe because we weren't playing in Europe at that time. So something's happened, and I don't know what it is. And the manager and his team need to somehow manage to get that out. And get it corrected, because it's obviously something within the club and the teams and the players. I don't think it's fitness, as the guy said. It might be match fitness, it might be, I don't know, but something's happened. There's a big dip, and it's like he's trying to lift them back up again. That's what it feels like to me. So for me, go for everything. Every tournament we're in, we want to win it.
As I said earlier, and I'll go to GFK with this, has our coaching staff underestimated the teams on the pitch and the other coaching staff who can be negative and kill games? We've watched it often enough.
Of course they can. I mean, it's as if I've come on and asked a question as if I'm a defeatist. I'm no defeatist. I want Rangers to win. You're
giving your honest opinion.
Yeah, I want Rangers to win every competition.
It's a good question, Jimmy.
I'm being pragmatic.
Question, mate.
Aye.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want them, but I just think that some of the times this season that the gaffer's just nobody.
He has looked like a novice, mate.
Aye, he has looked like a novice, So when you look down south and you see a guy like Solskjaer becoming the manager of Manchester United, and he couldn't lace Steven Gerrard's boots football-wise, I think that Steven Gerrard's been naive in some of his tactics. Look, we cannot see it. We've seen it. We've been seeing it here for months. We're sitting there in the stand or watching the telly, and we're all screaming and shouting for a change. Or the tactics are wrong. And if he can't see that, then no. And I know you like yourself and Cushy and that disagree, but the fact is, about the manager next season. But if we play the same way we did this season and only finish second, and maybe win the League Cup or Scottish Cup, that's no success for me. After 2 seasons.
Could it be an ego thing, Jimmy?
Sorry, mate.
Can it be that ego thing? I think we've discussed it before. It's my way or no way, you know what I mean?
Possibly, mate.
Yeah, I know you said Solskjaer. Solskjaer, to me, doesn't come across with that ego, but as you say, Steven Gerrard is a different type of beast, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be, I'm Steven Gerrard, like, we don't know what he's like personally, you know?
Well,
the players could feel that.
Well, that's a great point, I can't remember who one of you guys said, and I think it was maybe yourself, Al, but I mean, he gave high praise to young McCrory, and then where is he? You can't begin praise to a player and then start putting him. No,
he called him a lion.
He's called him a lion. So I mean, what is that all about? So no, I mean, I still stick by my statement that if it's the same in next season, and then for me, the coach fell off the sugarly nail, and he's got to go. I mean, as I said, there's nobody bigger than Rangers, and Steven Gerrard is a fantastic player, but the greatest Rangers player ever to walk this earth was a rubbish manager, and that was John Gregg. So Steven Gerrard's not got the divine right to walk in and be a great Rangers manager, as much as I want him to be. But if he doesn't give us any success next season, then for me it's Tatty Bogle.
Greg was only one game off a treble. That's ironic, isn't it? That's ironic.
It's funny. Aye. But
I still remember Jim Stewart when Charlie Nicholas chipped him and they asked him, what were you doing? He says, I was waving to the Copeland Road. Do you remember that?
I do, aye.
You're a very cruel man, Jimmy, I must admit.
If you play a player 4 and 5 and 6 games when he's been continually off form, guys, does that not constitute you begin to wonder? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm going to mention him. He's done that certainly with Arfield. And as you're all talking about
Jack as
McCrory,
well.
yes, and McCrory, he did come out and says he fought like a lion, he had a great game. The Aberdeen game, he was exceptional. The second half, he won us the game. What did he do the next 3 games? McCrory was nowhere to be seen. You can't do that with players. You cannot do it. If a player's off form, he's the one that keeps telling us, if you're off form and you're not producing, then you're out of the team. Well, he's not done that with certain players, and you can't pick and choose.
But he
might be a confidence thing. Sorry, it just it's the story I heard, right? And again, it's all rumours and all that. I mean, I used to know Gregor Stephen and that personally, and Big McAdam, God rest his soul, when I drank in Torrance years ago. But as I say, you'll never ever know the right story. But there was all sorts of rumours that McCrory had chapped Gerrard's door. Now, whether it's true or whether it's no, I don't know. But the bottom line is, Gerrard might look on that as a questioning him for picking McCrory. Because to me, McCrory is a Rangers captain. Kevin Thompson would have been the same.
Correct.
And even a Scotland captain. I know Jimmy's not a great Scotland fan, but obviously we're Scottish as well as British. But they should build the team around a bit McCrory, in my opinion.
Correct.
Because he's never ever let us down. Absolutely, aye, because that's what we're looking for in a Rangers captain. I thought Golson might have been to start with, but
no.
I went off him a good bit. And again, it could be, as I say, it's no, because of the heart operation, he's obviously fit and blah, 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 but he hasn't played a lot of games. And anybody that played football, I mean, I only played school and BB football. I was never that good. I was always better than I thought I was.
I heard you were rubbish.
Oh, kidding aside. Aye, well, probably.
That's not what you say about the play.
Aye, but what I'm saying is, Golson hadn't played a lot of football, and that's the difference. He's played more games for us this season, not even including Europe, 40-odd games than he's played in about 5 years. That's got to be taken into account, especially with the pace and all that. You've got to remember, Gerrard's never played up in Scotland. He doesn't know the pace. Look at Barton. Barton's a prime example. Now, he'll not be the last one that thought it was going to be a cakewalk up here. I remember Ray Wilkins turning around and saying to Souness and Butcher, he says, I can't handle it up here. And Wilkins was done when we got him, and he was absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? But Barton thought he could stroll it. And a lot of English guys up here think it's a cakewalk till they come up and do it. And then they realise it's no any kind of cakewalk. They earn their money up here.
Well,
I mean, I know you were talking a couple of weeks ago about Louis Moult. To me, I thought he should have went for Louis Moult because he could score goals in this league and done well for Motherwell. And it was somebody like that we needed up front.
And you come, Bridge?
I was just going to say, I thought that. Oh goodness sake! I thought that we've done very well, and I think I hope that Goldson, agreeing with you saying there, Wally, about the lack of games before he came to the Rangers, he's now going to have his purpose a full season, and he picked up a few knocks. It gets to the end of this season, he'll get a full pre-season with the club, and I'm hoping that he's going to be not too much a different player, but a better player for that. Yeah. His body and everything should be healed, and hopefully he'll be okay, and he'll be ready to step up and be even better than he is. Because that's all that guy needs. He needs to play football. Next season will prove it.
It's interesting to see, mate. The jury's still out for a few of them.
Same with Barisic, Ox, and Grezda. Grezda was out for a full year and a half with his injury. Barisic, you can see a mile away Barisic's got talent. But he's came here and he's got two guys on top of him as soon as he looks at a ball. It takes some players time. Wally's right. Look at the English players we've had that have been no good players. They've been great players. Haley took over 6 months before he could even make 2 passes here. Because
but Haley wasn't fit.
No, I know that.
Sorry, I interrupted. He definitely wasn't fit.
But there was plenty of other ones. It takes some time because they get more space, they get more time on the ball in England.
Of course they do, aye.
But
that's what I was saying about Mackay, you know.
Every player you have mentioned, that there comes a point when we must say, well, whose judgment brought their players in?
Definitely,
like I said last week, we signed a player that's injured, Grezda. You've just said he's going to play for whatever. We signed Barisic, who then comes out and says he can't play on grass pitches. We must have done our homework wrong then to find a player that can't play on plastic pitches. 30% of the league's played on plastic pitches. You know what I mean? But that then, I think, comes back to the manager. If he's got something up with Katic, because Katic was playing brilliant. Now, you're saying there, Willie, that he might not have had words with Big McCrory.
McCrory.
That's 2 players there. Aye. What's the common denominator in this whole thing? Stevie G.
Gerrard.
Maybe Stevie
G. Of course it is.
Needs to go over the summertime and reflect a good bit on himself with a bit of counsel for X, Y, and Z. He needs to maybe come back refreshed, because with being a rookie manager, he has been flung into the deep end. That day arrived at Ibrox. The day he turned around right before he went up the tunnel, and you see the passion. There's definitely got the passion, and I think he gets to a club. But I think he's just maybe, I'm not saying too much on his shoulders at one time, but it could be. He maybe just needs that wee bit of space himself and come back really refreshed with a couple of good signings, and we go on. And by the way, it's no 9 in a row. The titles are tainted. Man.
Yes, quite right. I agree with that. Yes, I definitely. They couldn't even win a bloody treble when we weren't there.
By the way, they couldn't sell their ticket. They couldn't sell their tickets till we turned up.
That's what I'm saying. They shut the tap off with their gun, didn't they, and filled it with flags. They couldn't even fill it in an Aberdeen game.
That's what happened by that crush. There was that many people there that didn't know where they were going.
Brilliant. I love it.
Anyway, Bridgeman, we've reached that time of the evening.
Yep, can I just say, it's been fantastic tonight. Lots of good topics to talk about, and lots of good opinions as well. Hope we all go home we're at home. Hope we all forget. We're not here to argue. We're here to put our comments in, and well done to everybody. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is, just keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Here, can I congratulate Willie who popped his cherry? Seems like a shy boy, but when we bring him out his shell, I think we're all right.
Good to hear you.
Hugh Keevins just to try, but I know the time.
Don't worry, we'll get people button.
You were scared of Hugh Keevins, I heard you.
I saw it was, aye. I'll be right.
You wouldn't like Jimmy.
Oh,
sorry.
That's all right. Thank Willie, hope you enjoyed it. Thank JFK.
Absolutely, cheers for that.
Blue Star, Big Alfie Australia, George, Fox, Cushy, always a pleasure, mate. Everybody that's took part tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, I think Big JFK's getting his drum out, get the battle fever going, get it ready. Everybody, Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11. Talk about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day off, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers win the European Cup, like the one they had before, we'll rally round an Ibrox 100,000 strong. We'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how I love to hear the cry. We love to see the lights with blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all. We love to see the Rangers